There are things in Japan that just make sense. And honestly, they make the rest of the world look lazy. Like, why are we still struggling with mosquito spray when Japan has literal stickers that do the job? Why are our jackets just jackets, while theirs come with built-in air conditioning fans? And don't even get me started on movie snacks. We're still juggling popcorn like circus clowns. And in Japan, the tray literally swivels so you don't spill a thing. This video is all about those genius everyday inventions that prove Japan is quietly living in the year 3025, while the rest of us are stuck arguing about paper straws, from tongue covers for medicine to vending machines that give you cake. Yes, actual cake. You'll see 12 brilliant ideas from Japan that make you wonder why your country hasn't caught up yet. So buckle up, because by the end of this list, you'll either want to move to Japan or start a petition to bring these things home. Number 1. Tongue covers for medicine. Giving medicine to kids is basically a battle of wills.
Open up, sweetie. Just one little sip and it will be all over.
No way, that stuff tastes like a tire shop.
It's not that bad, I promise. Here comes the choo-choo.
You've got the spoon, they've got the gag reflex, and suddenly it feels like you're trying to sneak feed a cat. You promise it's cherry flavored, but they take one sip and look at you like you just poisoned them.
Come on, just one little sip. It'll help your throat.
Nope, not happening.
It's cherry. You like cherry.
I like the idea of cherry. This tastes like regret.
Dramatic much? Open up. You're impossible.
Japan? They've solved it. Of course they have. They invented little tongue covers, thin strips you place on your tongue that block taste buds from picking up bitterness. So when kids take their medicine, they don't even notice the awful flavor. Genius, right? Instead of bribing your child with ice cream or begging them to just swallow it quickly, you slap on a tongue cover and boom. No drama. Meanwhile, the rest of us are out here crushing pills into applesauce, hiding antibiotics in chocolate pudding, or straight up negotiating like hostage takers just to get 1 teaspoon down. Japan once again makes the rest of the world look lazy and a little medieval. They're out here hacking the actual taste buds, and we're still trying to trick children with the world's worst magic trick. Here comes the airplane. Number 2. Super-cooled slushy vending machines. Most of us know the pain of trying to make a slushie at home. You stick a soda in the freezer just for a little while and forget about it, and the next time you open the door, boom, exploded can, sticky walls, and a lecture from whoever actually owns the freezer. That's the amateur way. Japan? They've perfected it. They've got vending machines that keep bottled drinks in a super-cooled state. Basically colder than freezing, but still liquid. Then the magic happens. You shake the bottle or crack it open, and in seconds it transforms into the perfect icy slush. No mess, no sticky freezer disasters, just science flexing in your hands. It works on a process called supercooling. Chilling the liquid below zero, but holding it there until you trigger it. One little shake, and it's like flipping a switch. The whole bottle instantly crystallizes into a smooth, drinkable slushie. Coca-Cola has done it. Sharp even rents out fridges to keep drinks this way, and Japan casually sells them in vending machines like it's no big deal. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still out here fiddling with ice trays and getting yelled at for leaving cans in the freezer too long. Japan turned physics into a party trick you can buy on the street. And once again, the rest of us look like we're stuck in the dark ages of refrigeration. Number 3, air-conditioned jackets with fans. Summer in most countries is just pure suffering. You step outside and within 30 seconds, you're already regretting every life choice that led you there. Sweat dripping, shirt sticking, deodorant giving up on you completely. And the only solution the rest of us seem to have is stand in front of a fan or crank up the AC indoors, which is great, until you actually need to go outside like a normal human. Now let's check in on Japan. They looked at heat stroke and said, nah, we're not doing that. Instead, they invented air-conditioned jackets. Yep. Actual lightweight jackets with built-in fans that suck in air, circulate it around your body, and keep you cool no matter how brutal the heat is. Construction workers, delivery drivers, anyone stuck outside in the blazing sun. They just zip one on, turn it on, and instantly beat the heat like it's nothing. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still trying to shove water bottles down our shirts or standing in front of the freezer like that's a real plan. Japan has literal wearable AC, and we're basically human puddles every summer. Once again, like they've cracked the code, and we're just out here melting. Number 4. Mosquito repellent stickers. Let's talk about mosquitoes. Those tiny vampires that somehow ruin every summer night. Most of us are out here spraying toxic chemicals all over ourselves, lighting citronella candles that don't actually work, or waving our hands around like we're in some sort of interpretive dance battle just to keep them away. But Japan? They've simplified it in the most genius way possible. Mosquito repellent stickers. That's right. Little adhesive patches you slap onto your clothes, and they release a safe scent that mosquitoes can't stand. No sprays, no stinky creams, no accidentally inhaling bug repellent and questioning your life choices. Just stick one on and you're instantly bite-proof. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is still out here marinating in DEET like it's a perfume. And let's be honest, half the time the mosquitoes don't even care. They bite you anyway. But in Japan, even babies and kids can walk around mosquito-free while the rest of us are scratching our legs raw like we've just lost a fight with poison ivy. Once again, Japan makes it look easy, and the rest of us look like amateurs. And hey, if you think these little Japanese inventions are as mind-blowing as I do, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because you really don't want to miss the next ones. They're even crazier. Number 5. Movie snack swivel tray. All right, so picture this. You're at the movies, popcorn in one hand, soda in the other, and now you're trying to juggle a hot dog, a box of candy, and maybe some nachos on your lap. By the time the previews are over, your shirt looks like it's been through a food fight. That's the standard movie-going experience in most countries, a balancing act that could qualify for the Olympics. But in Japan, of course, they've made it effortless. Their theaters have snack trays that literally plug into your cup holder and swivel. You load them up with food, swing them closer when you need a bite, and then push them back out of the way when you're done. And here's the best part. You can actually share with the person next to you without that awkward, here, take some shuffle across the armrest. It's smooth, it's clean, and it makes us look like savages trying to eat off our laps in the dark. Meanwhile, everywhere else, we're basically building snack towers on our knees and hoping nothing falls over. Japan is out here turning movie snacking into a fine art, and the rest of us are one spilled soda away from losing it. Honestly, this one stings, because we've all thought of this, but Japan is the only place smart enough to actually do it. Number 6. Storm prevention centers. Most countries handle natural disasters the same way. A boring pamphlet no one reads, a yearly school drill where everyone half-asses it, and maybe a good luck announcement on the news when things get serious. That's our big plan. Japan? Totally different story. They've got full-on storm prevention centers where you don't just learn about disasters, you actually experience them. Want to know what it feels like when the ground shakes in a real earthquake? They'll put you on a simulation platform and rattle you around until you get it. Want to understand how fast a typhoon can knock you off your feet? Step into their wind tunnel and find out the hard way. They've basically turned survival training into an amusement park ride. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still pretending that standing under a doorway or hiding in the bathtub is going to save us. Japan is out here giving people hands-on, realistic training so they actually know what to do when disaster strikes, while we're just hoping Netflix will pause itself long enough for us to grab some candles. Honestly, if every country had these centers, half of us wouldn't be running around like headless chickens the moment something goes wrong. Number 7. Hidden fold-out bus seats. Public buses everywhere else in the world follow the same rule. If the seats are full, tough luck, you're standing. You grip that sticky pole for dear life while the driver takes corners like he's auditioning for Fast and Furious, and you spend the whole ride praying you don't end up face-planting into a stranger's armpit. But in Japan, they don't just shrug and say, deal with it. Their buses have hidden fold-out seats tucked away in the aisles. When it gets crowded, passengers can literally pull down an extra seat and sit comfortably instead of wobbling around like a human bowling pin. It's practical, simple, and so brilliantly obvious that it makes you wonder why nobody else thought of it. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still fighting over who gets the last seat, or worse, trying to lean casually while our legs are shaking from holding on too long. Japan gave their passengers dignity, and the rest of us, we're still doing bus yoga just to stay upright. Number 8. Umbrella drying machines. Rainy days everywhere else are the same story. You walk into a shop or office with a dripping wet umbrella, and suddenly you're public enemy number 1. Water everywhere, slippery floors, people glaring at you like you've just committed a crime. The best solution most places can come up with? A sad little stand by the door where your umbrella basically just continues to leak all over the floor. But in Japan, they've got umbrella drying machines. You slide your wet umbrella in, and within seconds, warm air blasts all the moisture away. You walk off with a completely dry umbrella, and the store doesn't look like a swimming pool lobby. Simple, clean, and just so much smarter. Meanwhile, the rest of us are either shaking umbrellas like lunatics, soaking ourselves in the process, or wrapping them in plastic bags that tear instantly. Japan solved this years ago, and we're still out here pretending paper towels are a real solution. Once again, they're living in the future, and we're, well, damp. Number 9. Robotic beer vendors at baseball games. Go to a baseball game anywhere else in the world, and getting a drink is a whole ordeal. You either line up for half an inning at the concession stand, or you wave frantically at the vendor in the stands, who, let's be real, moves slower than molasses and probably ignores you anyway. By the time you get your beer, you've missed the only exciting play of the game. Japan? totally different. They've got beer vendors carrying robotic backpacks. Yes, you heard that right. Women in neon uniforms walking the aisles with 20 kilos of beer strapped to their backs, complete with a spray gun tap that pours a perfectly foamy cup right there on the spot. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's kind of like being served by a cyborg bartender in the middle of the stands. Meanwhile, in the rest of the world, you're either sipping on warm beer from a plastic bottle or stuck waiting in a line that feels longer than the actual game. Japan has turned ballpark beer into a high-tech performance, and we're just here, thirsty. Number 10, cake vending machines. Vending machines everywhere else in the world? Chips, candy, maybe a sad bottle of water that costs $5. That's the peak of innovation we've managed. But in Japan? Oh no, they had to outdo everyone again. They've got cake vending machines. You push a button and out slides a perfectly frosted slice of cake, ready to eat. No lines, no bakery, no awkward, do you want a box or a bag? Questions. Just instant dessert on demand. Meanwhile, the rest of us are still fighting with vending machines that eat our coins and get stuck halfway down the chute. Japan has figured out how to dispense a delicate sponge cake without crushing it, and we're still praying the Snickers doesn't get wedged on the spiral. It's honestly insulting at this point. They're casually living in the future, and the rest of us are begging the machine to just drop already. Only in Japan could you have a vending machine that gives you a sugar high and Instagram content at the same time. The rest of the world, we're just settling for stale chips. Number 11, stapler without staples. Every office in the world has that one stapler that doesn't work. You slam it down, the staple jams, and now you're stuck fishing out bent metal bits with a paperclip like some kind of DIY surgeon. Half the time it barely holds the papers together anyway. And the other half, you run out of staples when you need it most. Japan? Naturally, they've already solved this. They came up with a stapler that doesn't use staples at all. Instead of firing bits of metal, it punches and folds the paper in such a way that the sheets lock together securely. No extra parts, no waste, no hassle. It's simple, sustainable, and so clever it makes the rest of our office supplies look like they were designed in the Stone Age. Meanwhile, the rest of us are out here wasting money on boxes of staples and pretending we'll ever recycle them properly. Japan's offices are running with eco-friendly magic, while ours are filled with broken staplers that make you question your career choices. Honestly, this little gadget might be the most satisfying thing you've never used. Number 12. Yogurt lids that don't stick. All right, let's talk about one of life's most universal betrayals. Yogurt lids, you peel one back, and suddenly half your breakfast is clinging to the foil, like it's holding on for dear life. So, what do? We lick it. Every single one of us has stood there, lid in hand, looking like a desperate raccoon trying to salvage a few extra bites of strawberry yogurt. Japan? They don't play that game. Their yogurt lids are designed so the yogurt doesn't stick at all. You peel it off, it's perfectly clean, and all the good stuff stays where it belongs, inside the cup. No mess, no awkward, do I lick this in public moment. No wasted yogurt. It's such a small fix, but honestly, it's the kind of everyday genius that makes you wonder why the rest of the world is still failing at dairy packaging. Meanwhile, we're still scraping lids with spoons like cavemen trying to invent fire. Japan has once again made the simplest part of life smarter, and somehow the rest of us can't even keep our yogurt under control.